Hi, Mark. Here it is going on 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's going on 12:30 p.m. GMT. 30 minutes until the US session gets underway and going into the afternoon portion of the European session. Let's have a look at the markets this morning, starting on the US dollar index, continuing from yesterday's gains. Support 97.69 where we closed yesterday, and resistance sitting at 97.89. If demand for US dollars does continue through the day, we will see this resistance being tested. Tough level to break through. We can see in the beginning of February failed at that level a couple of days ago, also wasn't able to maintain, and today again going to test the 97 89, 90 level, looking up at the 98 level, next target on the upside. And if that can be achieved, the next target would be the descending trend line, which sits around 98.30 to 98.50, should demand for US dollars continue through into the US session. But strong US dollar certainly going into the US Open. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. We look at the futures market for now. Still 2 hours until Wall Street opens up. There's the doji candlestick has tried a little bit higher and lower, but not much to talk about. Gap higher to start today's trading. We saw the big sell-off yesterday, double top formation, and this bearish engulfing candlestick. But again, sellers got held up at the 6,840 to 50 level. We'll see whether sellers continue today, whether US the US stock markets follow up on yesterday's extreme sell-off was strong. The next target on the downside would be this ascending trend line, which would sit at around that 6,800 level. Tough level, has been tested before, but sellers unable to maintain below that level. Should we see a turnaround and buyers step in, first target on the upside will be the resistance at 6,873. Gold. So far through the Asian European session, gold has been sold off. Some profit taking, perhaps certainly not overbought technicals at this stage. So possibly a bout of profit taking. We'll see. Let's move up our support. Our support sitting at 5,137. I've got resistance matching yesterday's high at 5,240. Should sellers continue, I'll be looking to test break below this 5,134, looking down at the 5,100 level. Should buyers step in, continue with the uptrend, and we see a new high, a continuation of higher lows, higher highs, buyers will look at this 5,240 resistance level and look to push higher. Let's look at Brent oil, which has been enjoyed a strong rally, but over the past couple of days, hanging around this level, you can see over the $70 level, between $71, $72. Yesterday started strong, gave up those gains. Today, slight green candlestick, but not much yet in terms of new direction. I've got support sitting at $70.87. I've got resistance at 71.77. This level hasn't been broken over the past 4 trading days. We'll see whether buyers can break this level, maintain above this 71.70 and look up at the 72 level. So the uptrend certainly still in place, but as yet not a new leg higher. We'll watch and see once the US session gets underway whether that changes. And Bitcoin, very little changes with Bitcoin. Again, a lower high, a lower low. Today I've got support at 62.7 thousand. I've got resistance at 65,000. Bit of a fight back going into the US session, But what we've seen in the past is not much momentum when there is a bounce of support levels, and buyers seem to be pretty much hanging around on these sidelines and not really adding onto any intraday bounces or gains. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you see the slight halt which we've seen through the European session, but not really gaining momentum. If buyers do step in during the US session, lots of room on the upside. First target will be to get back to today's high at 65,000. Should sellers continue with the push lower and selling, they'll be looking down at the 62.7 thousand support and ultimately looking back down at this 60,000 support level, which we saw beginning of February. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I'll see you at the end of the day session.